today I'm going to show how to take off and remove the front wheel. I'm going to go ahead and attempt to change my own tires today, which I'll videotape that as well. I got some knobbies I'm going to be putting on, some Shinko 244s, and replacing the stock Bridgestones here. Anyway, the first thing that we need to go ahead and do is remove some of the brake caliper and whatnot, so that we can have some room to get the front wheel off. What I'm going to go ahead and start doing is take off these two bolts right here for that attach the brake line to the shield right here, and then remove the shield altogether just for some extra workspace. Probably don't really have to do that in order to make it happen, but I'm going to take it off just because. And then take off the caliper and tie it out of the way. Just making sure it's not hanging by the brake lines. You don't want to put any pressure on that line right there. So I've already went ahead and kind of cleaned out my workspace and got a list of tools together. It's always good to have every tool that you need set up first before you start a project. So let's get into it. This is an 08 Wr250x that I'm working on. These two bolts right here are a 10mm socket. Alright, now we got that out of the way. I'm going to hook the brake line a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and remove there's three bolts that hold on this shield right here in front of the front fork. One here, and another one kind of tucked back down the back side where you can't see it. Again, on this model, that's an 8mm bolt. That back one, you're probably going to use a wrench to get to. It's always a good plan to keep all the light bolts together, so when you're putting it back together, you know where everything came from, so you don't get confused. And now the fork shield should lift right off. Again, all I'm doing is I'm just putting the bolts with the fork shield that we just took off with the fork shield, so that when I put it back together, I know those bolts are for the fork shield itself. Now that we have a little bit of room to work, you can identify there's only really two bolts here that attach the caliper to the caliper bracket here. What we're going to do is remove those two bolts, take the caliper off and out of the way, and then we're going to hang it by, I've just basically got a bungee cord here that I'm hooking up here to the hand guards of my motorcycle. I'm going to hang the caliper probably, from the bracket itself. Again, you don't want any pressure on this line here to do damage to the line. These are two 12mm bolts. As you remove the top bolt, I recommend holding the caliper so that it doesn't fall, because it'll fall right away. Just slide it right here, right off the rotor. And like I said before, I'm just kind of pulling it out of the way and hanging it by that bungee cord, like I said earlier. See if I can get a shot for that. Bungee cord holding the caliper right here. Alright, now that we got the caliper out of the way, really the last bolt that we need to do to take care of is this one right here. It's holding the axle nut on. That's a 22mm wrench, which I've got already prepared here. We're going to go ahead and take that bolt. A few last things you need to do is loosen up the clamps, right, these two bolts right here on each side. Two more here on the other side so that you can remove the axle. Those are actually 10mm bolts. Take your rubber mallet. Now you can pound the axle right up. If you're not able to get the axle all the way up by pounding on it, you can use something to drive it through. I've just grabbed a screwdriver here that's got a plastic tip of it. You don't want to use something metal. You don't want to damage the threads. Just be careful to support the front wheel as you do this. Then you can just pull it right out the other side. Just keep track of the spacers. And which side they go on. We've got one here, which will pretty much stay on their own. So I just suggest you leave them in there. There we are. And one on the opposite side. This is what the axle here looks like. Just make sure you keep it clean and set it on a paper towel or something like that.